to keep banging the beat, breaking the street, shaking.
So who is this Darius guy?
Champion of Horizon Colorado, 2012. He does not play well with others. When I say does not play well, I mean, well, he basically cheats. You're gonna have to cut corners, because Darius will. Bring it, Darius, if that is your real name. Listen to this absolute tune! It takes me back to Colorado like it was just yesterday. I remember the forecast for high energy, scattered rhythms, and plenty of thundering engines.
You remember exactly what you said?
Yeah. Why, is that weird? You know, back in the Colorado days, 250 drivers battled it out in the Horizon Heat to become the Horizon champion. To get there, you had to work your way through the Star Showdown. Woo! What a bunch! Ramona, Allie, Duke, Marco, Zachy, Haley, oh, and of course, Darius Flint. Man, Colorado was beautiful, but Mexico? Oh, Mexico just looks better somehow, you know? More real. Remember picking up your gold wristband from Alice Hart at Race Central?
I don't actually. You're thinking of someone else.
Right. Who was that kid? Pale guy, white shirt, say much. You.
Yeah, well, you know, some people think I talk too much.
Colorado was a special gig. I learned to snowboard there. Well, you know, I bought some lessons and a $500 ski jacket, and then I broke my ankle. And I did the whole festival from the base arena booth in a cab. Good times. Good times.
VW Corrado! Nice!
Doesn't matter who you are or what you are driving. Bring your ride and bring your friends and get down here!
That sounds like Horizon to me.
Let's book it to the festival! This place looks exactly like Lakeside Diner. You know, they have the best French fries. Cars, too. And there's Jensen back in the Camaro Super Sport. Just like back then. Oh, spooky. Road step, show me a sign. Stone Cold Base Arena banger. Colorado bonus board. They must have missed one. Smash it. Dak used to trade those boards for upgrades. Old guy acted gruff, but he was a teddy bear. know that water tower. How'd they get it here? And a green Lambo Gallardo. Wait, Stark. Oh, you guys came here? You shouldn't have. Nice, kid! And we don't do wristbands anymore, but I will totally make you a friendship bracelet if you want one. I'll even make it gold for you, superstar.
That sounds awesome. Hey, I'm still waiting to hear what Horizon means to you.
Still working on it. I do meditation now. Watching you race helps too. I'm sure I'll have an answer soon. We are setting up our Horizon Europe tribute, and the boat has just come in. Ready for the road trip of your life?
Scott, my life is a road trip.
Head for the festival, or in this case, street scene outpost. When you reach the road, you can put your foot down. Horizon Europe felt like a whole world opening up. Like we could do whatever we wanted.
They also literally removed the racing barriers, right?
Yep, kind of weird for a road trip. Hey, certainly more fun. Castelletto to Nice, Sisteron to Montalino, San Martin to San Giovanni.
You remember all that?
How could I forget? Chasing the sunrise over the ocean, Nice at night, tearing through a Tuscan forest in an Audi Quattro. Woo! Oh, it was like the ultimate bucket list. We kind of made a thing out of it.
I heard about the showcases.
Oh, there was this one against the train in Sisteron, and I was like, full steam ahead, gonna be some commotion. Low commotion. Some people prefer my early material. And for the finale, we did this gigantic road race across half of France and Italy. I went through like 4 Face Arena records. It was crazy. Yeah, I miss Ben and Ash and the whole crew from Horizon Europe.
Where are they now?
Ash runs a garage with her Uncle Dak from Horizon, Colorado. Ben stepped down near the end of the festival. I think he's selling hot dogs back at the UK festival. Forgot our trip to Storm Island.
What's Storm Island?
An island off the coast with lots of storms? Who is kinda in the name, kid? The road trip of your life. Again. Says you can't turn back the clock. Thanks, kid. The cars, the places, the people. Those are the memories you hold on to. Hey, don't forget to collect your song reward from the accolade screen. It'll get added straight to the Horizon mixtape. So go, go, go! Hey, you hear that, kid? Sounds like thunder. Thunder from...
Yeah, here it comes.
Down under. Come meet me in La Silva.
Wow, last 2 adventures. Which will it be? I have a coin if that helps.
Ramiro was saying the same thing. I'll give him the go-ahead for the marathon.
Hey, amigo. Gracias a ti, Horizon street scene has never been bigger. Nice work, my friend.
Ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady. Let it ride. Turn it up, y'all.
Sí, bien, bien. I've called in every street racer from Guanajuato to the coast, my friend. Time for the marathon.
Let me guess. Today's episode of Mexican Automotive History with Ramiro is about the Baja 1000.
You are very perceptive, my friend. This dune buggy was the first car to race here. Let's take it for a spin. The Baja 1000 is probably the most prestigious race held in Mexico. Do you know how it all started?
I assume the Myers Manx has something to do with it.
Correct again. The Baja 1000 started as a very elaborate marketing campaign for the car you're driving. But let me start from the beginning. On the 22nd of March, 1962, Dave Eakins and Billy Robertson did the first real Baja run. They went from Tijuana to La Paz in 39 hours, 56 minutes on new Honda CL72 Scrambler motorcycles. So they probably were a bit sore afterwards. They got a lot of media coverage though. A year later, Myers started to work on a prototype buggy he called Old Red in his garage in Newport Beach. It was based on the VW Beetle, and it paved the way for what we know as buggies. Cars that are built for off-roading using the Beetle as a donor chassis. But I guess they wanted even more publicity because in April 1967, Myers decided to make an attempt at breaking Eakins' record. And it worked! Myers did it in 34 hours and 45 minutes. Beating Eakins for more than 5 hours. The rivalry was known as Buggy Beats Bike in Baja. Sounds like something you did back in the UK, doesn't it?
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Myers Manx became an overnight sensation as a result, and suddenly they were friendly races all across the Baja. It wasn't long before they realized they needed something more organized. And that was Mexican 1000. Guess who won the inaugural event?
Myers Manx?
You're on fire today! Yes, in 27 hours and 38 minutes. The official race was 100 miles shorter than the original route, but it's still impressive. The Mexican 1000 was later renamed to the Baja 1000 and is run to this day.
In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left.
I love that story. My abuela used to tell it to me at least once a year.
Oh, right. I get it now.
Right, so the Bocho has a real place in every Mexican petrolhead's heart. And I thought, what better way to celebrate than with a little race?
I can't fault that logic. Who are the other racers?
It's this new street racing crew that's been hanging around. I think they're here to see what you can do. Let's show them. Hey, he's eager. But this isn't really a street race. There's no checkpoints, just the finish line. So keep to the route and get there first. It's hard to overstate the effect that the Beetle had when it arrived in Mexico in 1954. Before that, all we had were these huge American cars. So this new European-style car with its shape and light chassis and those adorable headlights and an engine that anyone with a tractor could fix was, well, a complete game changer. They were so exciting that they were displayed at the Ciudad Universitaria in Mexico City, and there were lines to come and see this new car. The production of the Beetle started in Mexico soon after 7 of them finished the Carrera Panamericana. Before that, people were a bit worried about reliability, you see. We Mexicans love a good-looking car, but a car that can do work is better. The Panamericana convinced us, and in '61, Automex had assembled 250 of them. By '62, the first plant had opened in Jalostoc, making 10 of them a day. We love that car. So another plant opened in Puebla in 1967. And in '71, El Bocho became the official taxi of Mexico City, which is why you see so many of them today. It's funny. The first Bochos were imports, or CKDs. But in 1971, we were exporting them to Costa Rica and back to West Germany, Austria, Belgium, everywhere in Europe. It was a sad day in 2003 when the last Volkswagen sedan Última Edición rolled off the production line and went home to the Volkswagen Museum in Wolfsburg. Now that's more like it! Eso, Bochito, eso! So loved was the Bocho that it eventually outsold the Ford Model T to become the world's best-selling car. And was the first to reach 20 million sales. Sure, other cars have staked their claim on that title in recent years, but none are so timeless and unchanged as the Bocho. That is a great car. Probably the most iconic car in all of Mexico. Ay, es increíble que un auto tan pequeño deje un vacío tan grande. Adiós, sedan. Thanks. I'll call you when I've got that next one ready.
Baby girl, you're gorgeous, and you think I need some sugar-free orbit. So
I have 2 cars here. A first-generation Volkswagen and a 7th-generation Volkswagen Golf. Made in Mexico for almost half a century. Sadly, they stopped building them in 2021. But we can still race them. What do you say? To make it fair, I will give you a chance to make an informed choice. Let's go for a test drive. And I've got lots to tell you about Volkswagen Mexico. Volkswagen Mexico headquarters are in Puebla City. It started production in 1967 with the famous Beetle. As we call it, the Bocho. VW made multiple attempts at replacing the famous Beetle with newer models, but all of them failed way short of achieving the production figures until the Volkswagen Golf came into play. The first generation was released in Mexico as the Volkswagen Caribe and had quite a few variations, including the Golf GTI you're driving right now. VW engineers, inspired by the Beetle GSR, designed and prototyped the Golf in secret as a Skunk Works project. Little did they know that the Golf GTI would become the hot hatch. Shall we jump 40 years in the future and try the 7th generation? The 7th generation of the Golf first appeared in 2012. This version is the Volkswagen Golf R, R meaning race. This was the fastest Golf in the range, with a 0 to 60 time of 5.1 seconds. Volkswagen Mexico produced all 7 generations of the Golf, totaling more than 2 million units over 44 years. In fact, a lot of Golfs you find in the US were built here. All right. Enough driving around. Let's go head to head, after you've had a chance to rest.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
I hope you know some shortcuts. See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long. What a race! The difference 40 years makes! I hope you know some shortcuts. See you at the finish line. Don't make me wait for too long. What a race! I am actually surprised the first generation still holds up. I'm sure you didn't cheat.
F100 is restored. That was fun. The Y block is just how I remember. Come get it whenever you're ready.
Final piece of the puzzle. You want to do the honors, or shall I?
Now we're talking. I'll start putting together ground crew, officials, and barriers. Lots and lots of barriers. There it is. Horizon Mexico is complete. How'd you feel?
Couldn't have done it without you, Haley.
Well, obviously. But I couldn't have done it without you either, superstar. Nice work. All right, enough messing around. Let's get you into this Hall of Fame, shall we? Back on the road.
Let's do this.
I'll stir fry you in my wok. You need to start shaking and your fingers pop like a bitch when the neck gon' miss the spot.
That's the old wolf.
No, that's an old truck. The wolf is waiting for us at the swamp. Haley asked us to clear some debris, and I've got just the car. But we need to get there first.
Of course! Who do you think I am?
The driver who destroyed a record-breaking amount of fences.
That's fair.
400 meters, turn right.
Careful there!
Turn right. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right.
See? Got it here in one piece.
And gave me a few heart attacks. And now, let me introduce you to the fourth Lobo. This car is more your style.
Now that's a hecking good wolf.
We call it Lobo here. Marketing in this country is outstanding. Let's get to work. See all that Russian stuff? Clear it out. What? No! It's not just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. It is just an excuse to throw the Lobo around. In the 90s, Ford decided that they needed to rebrand the F-150 for the Mexican market. And the name Lobo just has a real ring to it. They started using the badge in 1997, and the rest is history. The Ford Lobo quickly became one of the most popular vehicles in the country. Lobo is still used for the modern Rangers like the one based on the F-150 Raptor you're driving. But we don't just call it Lobo. No. We call it Lobo Raptor.
So it's the same car?
Now, there are loads of differences, like a dog and a wolf. Lobo only comes in XLT and with higher trim levels. The base version is still sold in Mexico as the F-150, but the Lobo is the elite F-150. Great, job's done. And the scratches will buff right out. Thanks for the help. Now I just need to get my abuelo's old F-100 back to the garage. Hey there! So, look at this. 1,400 horses of electric Ford Mustang. Get in! Let's take this down to the beach. Stick it in AWD if you like. There's some nice curves up ahead. Whoa! How do you make it go around corners like that? I'm really asking. This is 2021's EV of the year. But it was up against things like the Taycan and the e-tron and the Recharge. It set 3 Guinness World Records, and it's inspired by the beautiful original Mach 1. And I'm telling you all of this because the Mach E was built right here in Mexico at Cuautitlán Assembly. Calm down. I know you like to go fast, but I had a big breakfast. Cuautitlán Assembly has been building cars since the 60s. And more than 2.2 million cars later, we're sitting in an actual space machine made here in Mexico. Quite a journey from Cougars and Thunderbirds and F-150s to this. This isn't just a prototype. Cuautitlán Assembly does a range of options for the Mach E. A 68 kilowatt-hour standard and an 88 kilowatt-hour extended range version. It will give you over 300 miles of range on a single charge. The Performance GT version is the really wild one. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. This one is quite a bit faster. Honestly, when I first tried it, I had to go and sit in a quiet room for a bit. And I've flown airplanes in a storm. Wild tech. You can switch from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive at the touch of a button. And when you get into tuning, you can basically tweak every one of the 7 engines individually. It can make 1,400 horsepower and a ton of downforce at 160 miles per hour thanks to the Aero tube.
So what you're saying is, not bad for something that weighs more than that F-150 of yours.
Yes. Go. Sunrise over the sea. Beautiful. But we're not done. There's one more thing to look at. I'll let you know as soon as I have, found it. This beauty got her name from the Carrera Panamericana. The races don't run anymore, but who can blame us if we take it out one more time? Right? Let's see what this car can do. There's Jamin! Guess he wanted one last race.
Let's do this!
Race had 132 competitors, and everyone turned up. Amateurs to F1 drivers, men, women, professionals, anyone who had a car.
Do you know anyone who participated?
Aleja thinks Papa Fernando did, but she thinks Papa Fernando did everything. I know we used to go to the races with my grandfather. Ah, qué buenos recuerdos. 2,178 miles of the Pan American Highway run through Mexico. The race itself had 9 stages and lasted 5 days. But the sheer distance wasn't the only challenge. Constant changes in the elevation from sea level to 3 kilometers up. The most challenging road race in the world. There was no speed limit before 2012, and you'd see cars doing 180 miles per hour. Not that I know anything about that. The winner of the very first Carrera Panamericana was Herschel McGriff, who drove an Oldsmobile 88 at an average speed of 88 miles per hour. The Porsche Carrera got its name thanks to Hans Hermann, who won the small sports cars category in 1954. He drove the Porsche 550 Spider and came 3rd overall. He was sick before the race, and his tires came off at the start. He really pulled through. Against the odds. Porsche had 6 cars competing in 1954, and all of them made it through the end. A lot of others didn't, let me tell you.
Enjoying yourself, are you? Yeah, I kinda had a feeling you were.
1954 was the last year the original Carrera Panamericana took place. But it gave us the most famous Porsche model, the Carrera you're driving right now. The Carrera RS 2.7 was the first production street racing 911. It was built on the 911S 2.4, the fastest Porsche you could buy at the time, and a popular choice in the later Carrera Panamericana races. The race was revived in 1988 and ran to 2016, staying true to the original races with high-speed road stages. The routes for the race were carefully selected every year by planning committee and local government to ensure they were race-worthy and that they can be closed up for 2 hours. You could almost say they've been preparing for the festival for a very long time. This is Jamin's exit. It's been fun, my friend. Take care.
Looking forward to seeing what you can do out there. Have fun now, yeah?
Great race. Almost like we did a little Panamericana with a friend. Anyways, hope you had fun with this little stroll through cars hechos en Mexico.
It was great! And let me know if you, find any other cars like that. There's only one Welshman I know who can handle a car like that.
Ah, well, it's not a patch on your sideways skills, that's for sure.
Modest as always. So, what are we doing?
I need a third-party evaluation of the modifications to my Sprinter.
So just drift it down the runway. Let's go!
A nice show for the local drift club, just like back in the UK. There we go, that's everything shaken out and warmed up. Feel free to keep going, though. The temp on those tyres is coming up nicely. Keep at it. Head back to the top if you want another run.
That really is the best way around a corner.
Actually, there is increasing acceptance of the value of lateral velocity in shortening a corner, even in more conventional...
So, when's the grand opening of Drift Club Mexico?
Who told you about that?
You're too easy, Rob. Call me for the next one, you hear?
Do you have time to drop by and have a look at my Nissan? For the thing.
Sure, Rob. Anything for not Drift Club Mexico. So, what have we got here?
The Nismo GTR. I do love a Nissan. One of the best drift platforms in the world. In my opinion, of course. Evidence for other opinions is welcome.
We've got a route. Right, let's see what this can do.
It's technical. Some very tight turns along the reservoir. Rear-wheel drive is perfect for this, though. Really tight set of corners coming. Of course, this is all-wheel drive. And pricey. Usually you see them on the pro drifting circuit. Luckily, we had one knocking around the festival, so I had a look at it.
That's a good car. What's the next recruitment vehicle?
Recruitment? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sure. Call me.
Trying to find that gold. Feeling like you lifted with the best right here. Yeah. Yeah. Get it.
That's a 325. Very nice. Not stock though, right?
Not at all. Get in. I'll tell you as we go. Rear-wheel drive, 6.2-litre V8 engine, developing 750 bhp. Custom camber for optimal entrance and exit angles. It's quite the piece of engineering. this is an interesting technical challenge. Drifting uphill. The additional inertia is a very intriguing factor in how you achieve the optimal corner approach. Alejandra said this was her first drift car. That makes sense. Abundant parts, reliable, and easy to work on too. As before, we're running some informal leaderboards for all of these little drives, and I worked up a few of Haley's accolades. Have a look at them. There's a bit of a reward for doing them all.
I'll take a look. Call me for the next one.
We hate you froze up, but each day you compete, baby, you rose up to keep banging the beat, breaking the street, shaking.
I thought we'd been focusing on the classics a little unfairly. So, how about this? The 2020 151 Formula Drift Supra. This is based on a 2020 Toyota GR Supra, modified by Papadakis Racing, with approximately 700 extra bhp. But higher baseline speed necessitates maintaining the drift at a greater lateral velocity. This is a really tough corner. Be ready to functionally destabilize the rear. Tunnel ahead, you'll miss some lovely corners if you take it though. here, I find, is how faster cars need to balance forward velocity against the optimal angle. You are managing it nicely. Bit more time. Tell me, do you like volcanoes?
What are you up to, Rob?
Nothing at all. Thanks for the help. I'll call you.
What does our favourite superstar have to say about their name up in lights?
I'm speechless.
Actually, it's funny. You talk more than any other Horizon driver I've ever met. But you know what? I'll just say you're not finished yet. The festival playlist is full of exclusive rewards and drivers who'd give anything to line up against a legend like you. I think you did it. Better get down here. You've made the Hall of Fame.
That's the Formula Drift Mustang. Very nice.
It is. I told you this was a muscle drift, and we've got 6.9 miles of the nicest drift road I think I've ever seen to try it out on. Let's get cracking. We're dealing with a supercharged 5-litre V8, giving you a good centre of rotation, very slightly biased front, 900 bhp to push out the back. It takes some, pardon my jocularity, lateral thinking to build a good drift car out of a muscle platform. But I think this is a very competent attempt. It's all downhill from here. I mean that in the topographical sense. Watch the corners, though. Can't drift if we hit trees. For what's basically 1.5 tons of 2015 Mustang GT. Just wait until you see... No, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, time to come clean. What are you planning?
Just a little something we've been working. Well, you can wait a bit longer.
You're no good at keeping secrets, Rob. You know that?